Yo, what's going on with y'all? Got a quick market breakdown, and I want to get straight into this. So we will start off on the weekly, right? On the weekly time frame. Excuse me. Let's start off on the monthly. Let's get down and dirty with it on the monthly time frame. And the reason why I start off on the monthly, I used to start off on just the weekly, look at it for like 1-2 seconds, and then go down. But you want to have that, overwhelming sense of clarity within the markets in terms of what the markets are doing, what is the direction, and making sure that everything is at one in terms of a time frame perspective, going to the higher time frames and the lower time frames, and making sure, in a sense, they're all correlated and it makes sense. So based on the weekly time frame, we noticed that price has, we had this huge bearish month, and price just at a standstill, if we're being honest, at this area. Let's call it 39.64 down here, right? And also at this orange area at 40.46. So we do see that. Now I'm going to go down to the weekly time frame, and that is something that we also see, but just a little bit more detail. We also see that 40.46 area being rejected again with a little bit more detail. We're able to see things a little bit more clearly, just a little bit, but especially with these three rejections down here. Let me use something. Let me use Dish. Let me use this. But you see the rejections down here, right at that area. So we're paying attention to that. Let's go down to the daily time frame where, oh my gosh, excuse me, this is my first time doing it like this. So on the daily time frame, we have more consolidation than anything. So the market only moves, from a simplistic standpoint, my camera's tripping, we have market only moves in three directions. It goes up, it goes down, and it moves sideways. This is pretty much what we're getting right now. And I've tried my best to optimize this situation in the best way that I can in terms of getting in moves. But this is not based on my journal, based on the several journal entries that I've had. The trading sideways markets, as well as trading from transitional periods and support, resistance, supply, demand areas. Those are probably my weakest trades as compared to trending markets. Something like let me use this. No, I'm done using this. I'm gonna use my finger. Trending markets like this, like those areas, all of this, beautiful. You get what I'm trying to say. All of that. But as of right now, price is going sideways. So not my optimal trading conditions, but we try our best. Honestly, looking at this from like an outward perspective, this is low-key ugly. Won't even lie. Like I said, though, we try our best. Let me take this off. So doing a lot of back testing this past week and weekend. So let's kind of go a little deeper into where we are currently. So as of right now, last week we rejected this point. Let's call it 4100. F it. Let's call it 4100. It rejected several times. Jesus, boom, boom. All of these different times. And as you go to the lower time frames, you'll see a little bit more of those rejections. But right now, currently, we're back at this 40.46 area. It seems like we've been bouncing off of that area for the longest. For the longest, price has been in this range, and we're back at that point. So wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if price does continue to push down based on the fact that we kind of have this lower high setup. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it does respect it. But just based on the fact that price, let's see, go to the hourly, price that came up and created this lower high that I had explained. It's expressing that it doesn't want to go up, at least at this current moment. So I would be very You know, I would hold back on the thought of price moving to the upside, at least for right now, and just, you know, respect price for what it wants to do or what it's doing in the current moment, which is, you know, going down, which is also creating that lower high. So I'm going to respect that and really, as of right now, just test the waters and see how it performs at this point. So at that 40-46 area, see if it wants to continue going to the downside or see if it respects it and wants to come back up to that 4100 level. That's primarily, you know, what I'm seeing right now. And, you know, don't overthink this stuff. It's simply what it is. I'm also looking at the moving averages, seeing what we have. I mean, it's pretty much it's moving sideways as well, indicating sideways markets. We're not really trending right now. I also want to go to the 15-minute time frame, get a little bit more detail on our analysis here, where we see the same thing. We do have a gap here, obviously. So I'll just at least, you know, pinpoint that. You have a little gap. Got a little gap, man. So gotta respect the gap. So I'm gonna put that there. Tripping. Grab the gap, put that right there. And you know, go from there. I did take a minor trade. I risk barely anything on this, just to, you know, I just wanted to get into a trade. Sometimes I have this tendency to just want to get into a trade. So sometimes I'll do that, but I'll just risk a very minimal amount, not to the point where, you know, it really impacts my account or impacts, you know, my mental or my psychology as a result of whatever happens, whether I win or lose. It's like, you know, it's barely anything, but it kind of takes care of that itch for me. But like I said, we're looking forward to price coming back down to this 40-46 area and seeing what exactly it wants to do from a 4-hour perspective. Again, you know, Jesus, I mean, this is, it's not pretty, but from a 4-hour perspective or from a news perspective, let's bring it back to that. We've had a lot of news revolving gold, revolving, you know, tensions overseas, revolving interest rates, you know, these various things that impact gold, impacts how, you know, the psychology around money and how that impacts gold as well. You know, whether people hold gold because it's considered a safe haven, or whether they, you know, invest in crypto, or whether they invest into yields, things of that nature, and understanding, like I said, the psychology around how people manage their money based on what is going on globally or specifically within America. I do need to sharpen up on the, you know, fundamentals for this week. I've read it a good amount, you know, the past 2 weeks, because a lot was going on. Gold was just going crazy. Going back to this move right here. Let me go to the hourly time, 30-minute time frame. I'm still kind of hurt to this day over this move where it, you know, it tapped me out and did this crazy move. I would have made, I don't even want to think about it. I would have made a crazy amount, but, you know, during that week, I was paying attention to a lot of fundamentals to really gauge what was really going on. But overall, I wouldn't be surprised if price does want to make that move up after coming back down to these areas. I already filled that gap and, you know, back again at that 40-46. So we'll see what happens. I'll be gauging the 4-hour time frame. I am at the hospital tomorrow. I'm working. So, yeah, won't really be in front of the charts as much in the morning, but we will tune in and we'll see what happens. So I appreciate you if you're watching this, watching my breakdown video, my predicting the markets video. I'm going to start changing the title of these videos because they become a lot, it's just, you know, redundant. And I'm not really predicting the markets. It's just me making my analysis based on what the market is doing, what it's done, and making an assessment from it and reacting to it. So it's not predicting, it's reacting. Yeah. So I'm going to go to bed in a little bit, take a shower, go to bed. And we'll be in the markets tomorrow. If you want to join the Discord, go ahead and do that. I'll post a link in the description. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Stop being your meat.